Hi, it's the Bright Queen, it's Jabria, and I'm here today to talk about the body. When I was preparing for this video, I was saying what do you want me to say? Because I felt the urge to start using my cards again. And I heard skin deep, because I've noticed, or I've been paying attention to different skin issues. I talked about this in my last live called You Are on the Right Path. I remember the name of it for once. But then I was sitting here and I was I don't know what else to talk about from that. And then I looked down at this twister board thing that I decided to bring up today for this reading. And it says it right here, all the things, all the things. It's the left foot, the right hand. It has to do with the body. It has to do with the skin. The reason I bring this up is because I have acne here, which I don't know if the camera is probably flipped, but it's the left side of my chest on top of my heart. On the skin, it has acne, and I looked it up in ancient Chinese medicine, and apparently it hints towards digestive issues, which is true. I am on the third day of this fast that I'm doing, and today just happens to be Friday the 13th. I did not plan it to be this way. Like I said, I woke up, or last night I lay down, and I was feeling okay, I need to practice my cards again, because I haven't, honestly, in a while, and that's pretty surprising to me because I love them so much. But now here I am. What I'm gonna do is just have you pick a part, pick a section. So this will be left foot section, right hand section, right foot section, left hand section. Now I just got a reminder from my intuition that my battery on my phone is at 55%, which is also clock it. So this will be not as lengthy as I tend to get. I'll make sure to try to cut it down. So without further ado, like I said, just pick a section and then we'll just go from there. Okay, so let's start with the left foot section. I'm gonna do a little spin around. So here, it's landed here for left foot section. It landed initially right here on this right hand blue. So a sign for this is that you could be right-handed. Your favorite color, it could be blue. It could be seeing blue a lot, but it could be your left foot and your right hand. There's something there. I'm just gonna leave it alone. But blue does have to do with the throat, and then the right hand is a more masculine side, some more material. So maybe your input, your input isn't being valued, or you're not valuing your own input, or you're not seeing the value in your own hard day's work. So we're gonna put some light on it, put some light on it. So I'm singing like this. Maybe you grew up in a church, in the South, things like that, tomato, tomato. All right, left foot, people. What is it that your soul is communicating to you? Left foot, people. That was very quick. You have the Six of Swords, which when I was using my cards more often, this card kept coming out. And then we have the Four of Swords. So with that blue and the throat being mentioned, definitely something with your voice, because I always associate swords with the voice. I'm also seeing now someone being knighted, and they're knighted with the sword on the shoulder. And I'm hearing that's what I was talking about. You're not, it could be just from you, your own inner wounds, and or it could be from somebody externally, in your life that is not knighting you, not giving you that validation you seek, or devaluing, undervaluing, underappreciating, taking for granted your voice, your input, what you're contributing. So with this Six of Swords, 6 is a number of balance. It's a number of love. And I'm feeling with this swords, out of love, you must remove yourself from any situation that is not serving you, including your own internal monologue and thought patterns. Okay? With this Four of Swords always has somebody laying down asleep. But I'm doing my best to go further past what I've taught myself about these cards. The number 4 is about foundations. It's about stability. And with it being swords, I feel like it's time for you to put your foot down about your needs. No more feeling like, oh, I can't say this because I'm going to be perceived as greedy or ungrateful or this and that. And all of this is easier said than done. Please be sweet and easy on yourself, even as you're putting down the law. So here we have the number 4 and 6. You add them together, you get 10. This is a year 10. 10 is a number of completion. It's the beginning and the end of a cycle, the beginning and the end of a chapter. So you have so much power in you right now, in your hands right now, to really change your life substantially with just little pushes forward. In the moment or before the moment, it might feel very daunting to be like, hey, I don't like when you do this, so I'm no longer going to tolerate it. You know, it can be very daunting to say stuff like this, or I no longer want to work here, or I don't enjoy hanging out with you. It's not serving me to be around you anymore. It can be very daunting, but I promise you, is what I'm hearing from your higher self, from your guides, I promise you that as you make these little incremental speeches, little movements forward, your life is going to change dramatically, including you getting more sleep. Okay? On the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant. Boom, boom, bam. I'm feeling something here. We have the 7 of Wands. Yeah. And all of these are like, one is down, one is up, one is down, one is up. I feel like this is telling me you've been giving half of your energy that you know you need for yourself to someone or something else. Your passion, like, it's like, say you only have 2 days off of work and you have a passion. It could be sitting down at the beach is what you really want to be doing. Only one of those days you're dedicating to yourself. I'm feeling with this 7 of Wands is giving you a wake-up call and saying, hey, you're busy giving your energy, creating someone else's dream, and that's where these feelings of unsatisfaction and panic are coming from. And then here, these two were left out. It is the Emperor and the 5 of Pentacles. So let's go back to this Hierophant or Hierophant. This is what I was saying about being knighted. The Hierophant is a very authoritarian card. It reminds me of, like, it's like the masculine version of the High Priestess. So like the High Priest. So very ordained, very systematic, has to do with religion, which I mentioned earlier. There's some issue with this where you're not seeing that you are the high priest, the high priestess of your own life, that you are the one that chooses and commands what happens in your life based on your own will and your own divine perception. So back with this 5 of Pentacles, there's these feelings of lack coming from an emperor. Feelings of lack coming from you, an emperor. So those two things don't go together. An emperor can't have lack. An emperor is not lacking. An emperor, in the name itself, implies the empire. You are naturally abundant. And I'm feeling there's something leeching this giving away of your energy, your materials in your life that's causing you to have this material lack. And that's why these little shifts that are going to be big shifts are so, so important if you want to change your life. So this is your reading. Pile left foot. Leave a comment of a foot, maybe, if this resonated with you. And I'll see you later. Bye. Okay. Welcome, pile right hand. I'm going to spin it for you. I'm going to tilt it a little bit so it doesn't spin in the same direction. All right. You have blue left hand. Very interesting. It's opposite the last pile, but you have blue left hand. So pile right hand, you have something connecting with your left hand as well. So maybe your hands are important to you. Maybe I was going to say you use them for work, but like who doesn't use their hands for work? But maybe yours is like more specific. Maybe you give pedicures. Maybe you're a surgeon. Maybe you're a writer, like something that is heavily involving your hands and the particularness that is required of hands, and the dexterity that's required of hands. And with your color being blue, I'm seeing the sky. So something with creativity, or where you need to be very open or very aware, where you need to be able to see everything. And I'm feeling like this is pretty stressful, or it can be very stressful to have to be so on top of everything, like how the sky is. And also any position that really requires you to use your hands is usually in itself a very high stakes position, even if it is writing. Writing changes the world. So definitely don't downplay yourself, but with that blue, that's what I'm seeing, the sky. Okay, so we're going to start yours with getting a quote from this book. I also have this book with this literal sky. It's not the literal sky, but a literal picture of a sky on it. But I'm really feeling drawn to this one. This one is by Tana French, and it's called The Trespasser. And it has a little quote here called "Tout de force, à toute de force," by Janet Maslin. I probably said it wrong the second time anyways. It just means like a force to be reckoned with, if I'm not mistaken, in French. But I got this book from one of those mini libraries. I got this for free. And I feel that is something resonating with you. Maybe you've just gotten something for free, or you're living off of a scholarship or a grant, or you're staying somewhere for free. And I feel like whatever that is making you feel guilty, because I do feel guilty, because I'm like, I don't think I'm going to read this book. When I first got it, I was very attracted to it. But now I'm like, I don't think I'm going to read this book. And I feel guilty having it here in my room when it could be going to somebody else. But like, that's not true. That's just me being like my toxically empathic self, constantly concerned about the feelings and emotions of other people. So that could also be something that you're dealing with. And we know that hands are used in healing. And I feel like hands are a huge symbol of empathy. You know, think about all those charity, philanthropic organizations where they have those symbols with the hands, you know, like in their imagery and their logos, like those hospitals always have the hands, like a helping hand. So I feel like the message for you right off the bat is to take more heed in how you're giving an empathetic self is maybe going a little off the rails or over the rails sometimes. Not to say you're over the top, but just become aware of how much guilt and grief and stress you are holding because you feel like you aren't doing enough. You're doing plenty. And perhaps start meditating with like your hand on your heart and just telling yourself like, I am enough. It's more than enough just to love me. And by loving me, I am organically loving everyone, everything around me. So let's get a quote from here. Okay. That snaps his eyes open. You're taking this very lightly, Conway. Rochi is a shitball. That's not exactly breaking news. What do you want me to do, faint? Cry? It wasn't an easy choice telling you this. I'm a very loyal person. There are plenty of people who would see this as a betrayal of the squad, and this squad means a lot to me. I want you to at least show a little appreciation for what I've done here. So, yeah, with this line of like, you're taking this very lightly, I feel like there's someone in your life who's foiling you. And if you don't know what foiling means, it's a literary device basically where like characters reflect each other. Like the overly positive person is adjacent to the overly negative person, if I'm not mistaken. But look up that literary device. I feel like it's important to foil. And that's also a formula in math, like first, opposite, inside, last, for two equations in parentheses next to each other. So that's one of the ways I remember it. Hi, bird. Is that foiling, like adjacent to each other, right next to each other, but in separate parentheses. So there's someone in your life who is next to you, but in separate parentheses. And I feel like whoever this person is, they're very lighthearted. Nothing really phases them. Like you are much more impacted. And I feel because you're next to this person and around this person, that's what's also contributing to this guilt and this feeling of stress. Because it's like, well, they're not freaking out about this, or they don't see anything wrong with someone being blown up on TV. So there must be something wrong with me, or I need to overgive and overdo something to compensate for this person. So I would say the first thing you're being guided to do is to become aware of who this person is. And I'm seeing that, like I said, first meditating with your hand on your heart, or both hands on your heart. And now I'm seeing writing. Write this out. Maybe that's why you got this book as your divination tool for today. Writing this out, like maybe make it into a story, make it into this plot, make it into this poem or this song of this person and this person. Like channel that passion or channel that frustration, channel that eating away at yourself into a art form, and then from there you'll be able to release it and look at it as released from you. So thank you for watching Pile Right Hand. Leave a comment if it's resonated. You can leave a hand, and since the right hand is like clear, maybe like something that's clear, a mirror, a right hand in the mirror in the comments. If this resonated for you, and be sure to check the description. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. All right. Hi, Pile. Left hand. You may be hungry. You may need to go get something to eat or something like that. Because I just got hungry when I got to this pile. And I also felt like I need to calm down. Because the last pile, it was this more anxious energy. And I was like, why am I like in this energy? And I was like, oh, it's that other pile's energy. I need to get into this pile's energy. So with me saying this could be something that you need to do or that you're actively doing. If so, awesome job. I also heard I'm excited to be here. I'm seeing somebody at a movie theater or watching a movie at a home theater, something like that. Enjoy. I'm gonna do this and see what else we get. Pile left hand. Oh, so you got a right hand. I'm gonna actually spin this like flat because we keep getting the same ones, but I'm not gonna forget that. Let's see. Okay, so pile left hand, we finally got something different. It's this yellow left hand. So you're the first group to get something within the same section. So I feel like this bodes very well for you. As always, these are for entertainment purposes only. I don't want to get anybody like into a hope harvesting sort of ordeal. But I'm feeling like this is very good luck. Is what I'm feeling with this landing back in your section. But with me having to spin it like multiple times to get here, it's like you need to keep pushing forward. So let's say the good luck is you getting like a free cupcake. That means you'd have to go to the same bakery multiple times to keep getting those points in order to get the free cupcake. Like you need to keep going. You need to be consistent about it. And then with it being in this yellow here close to this red, but I'm going to take the yellow, is reminding me of the solar plexus, which is all about your personal power. What do you stand to gain from something? What is your soul's signature going to attract uniquely to you? So really be cultivating your uniqueness, even maybe throw a party or celebrate yourself in some way. Maybe consistently celebrate, like, today I was so awesome because the whole day I was calm, and I didn't go into a panic, or I didn't stress about money the whole day. So you know what? I'm going to treat myself to some fried pickles. I'm going to treat myself to a walk in the park. I'm going to let myself go feed the ducks, like something like that. I'm going to do this for myself. And being in that energy repetitively is really going to say to your creation, your world, I'm here, world, and I'm ready to be. Power is your word of the day. Whenever you're watching this, your word of the week, your word of the month, your word of the summer. Because I heard the song, when I met you in the summer. That's what I heard. So maybe there's something you need to be really consistent with into the summer, from whenever you're watching this all the way into the summer, or until the end of the summer. There's something you really need to be disciplined about, but in a fun way. Make it fun, make it unique to you, make it something that you truly enjoy and are passionate about. And most importantly, make it intuitive, make it instinctive. Like maybe today you don't want to go to that bakery, you're kind of feeling getting a pizza. Go to the pizza shop that one day, and the next day or the other day, go back to the bakery. Just go about it based on your intuition. And I'm telling you, you're going to strike gold. So let's get a tarot card from this traditional tarot deck. Okay. Someday I'm gonna cut it clear, right like Paul Revere. And when they ask me who I am, I say I'm not from around here. And Paul Revere by Noah Kahn. The name Noah is reminding me of north. That direction might be very important to you. Maybe you're from the north. Maybe you have connections to the north, whatever that means, wherever you are, the north. All right, boo. We got Queen of Pentacles and we got 9 of Wands. Oof. That's what I just heard. I feel like you're working yourself really hard, but in the wrong direction, or in the wrong way, or from the wrong perspective, energy, or space. And with this deck, I know you can't see it, but I turned it down. I usually turn the decks up like this, and I can see the bottom of the deck card, but I turned it down. So there's overworking. You need to turn something down. Turn the music down when you're driving or when you're working out. Don't let it be so loud. You're being called to eliminate these extra things in your life so you don't feel so overwhelmed. And that way you have the energy and the clarity to listen to your soul's voice, your soul's intuition, to be able to guide you in the way and the manner that I was speaking of previously, where you're like today, I don't want no cupcake. I don't want no donut. I want to go get a pizza today. Like, that has to come from your intuitive space, and you can only be that way if you have clarity. You don't have all these things boggling around in your head. I feel like you have a mission and you're doing great, but I'm hearing the advice from your guides, your angels, is that you're going about it from the wrong center. You need to center it in your heart and move from there, instead of this place of like what you've been taught by the matrix, which is false. And then with this Queen of Pentacles, I'm hearing to take inventory, which isn't something I've heard in a while, but I'm hearing like you need to take inventory, take stock of all the abundance, everything you have access for right now in your life, and really take advantage of it. Like, let's say, for example, you have a membership to a gym, but you've never once used the pickleball room. You've never once used the sauna. You've never once used the pool. You've never once used this particular exercise machine. Like, you pay for all of these amenities every month for the gym, but you're not taking advantage of them. Look around, honey boo boo. Look all the way around. Look around at these beautiful things that you can do instead of the things that you can't do. If you have an able body, you can skip down the sidewalk. You can do a little shimmy, while you're in the grocery store. You can sing a tune if your voice is active and alive and awake. It doesn't have to be good. You can go to a open mic night and say someone else's poem. Oh, look, my light just flashed when I said that. Take advantage of what you are able to do, what you can do. Like I said, that yellow, that left hand, empower yourself. Do things that make you feel powerful, and don't back down from that for nothing and nobody, okay? So this has been your reading, left hand pile. You can put a hand, or if you can, a left hand in the comments with something yellow to let me know this is your pile. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out the description for other cool stuff, and I'll see you later. Thank you. Hi, pile. Right foot. I'm gonna spin it flat so we can get a different one than all the other ones, and we'll go from there. But hi. Okay. You got red in your same space. So now you are the second pile that's had this spin in your same direction, and it's in the red state. So with this being red, I do feel like there may be an urgent message in here, as well as a need to really cultivate your root chakra or your root area. And I'm feeling like you should be doing this. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Always heed your own personal, advice. But I'm seeing eating things that have roots connected to them, like onions and onions, and carrots and cabbages, like things that you get from the farmer's market or the grocery store, and they have a little dirt on the bottom of them, or they have a little dirt on them, like potatoes, like something that's in the ground, or something that's connected directly to the roots, versus say like apples, which are like from the branches. You want to be getting stuff from the ground, from down, and that'll definitely help you. I saw this deck in my mind's eye, so that's the deck we're gonna get. And I'm getting like a little bit of fatigue, or like this weariness. So with this being, like I said, urgent messages, I feel like if you're watching this right now, and I don't mean to scare anyone. Look at this. There's a dandruff on my shoulders. be aware of your surroundings, because although I don't feel like anybody's in imminent danger, be aware of your surroundings. It could just be like a sign or a message that your guides are wanting you to receive in the moment. So wherever you are right now listening to this, look around and specifically look to your left. Okay, right foot gang. Let's see. Why did I say that? Right foot gang. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm hearing a song. What it is, ho? What it is, ho? I don't know what that's from. Maybe from a J. Cole song. Ooh, wow. I've never had these cards flip like that before. Jeez Louise, like the card flipped so hard it bent. Okay, hold on. Okay, so did I say urgent messages or did I say urgent messages? Look how this one's just standing up. All right, we're gonna get all of them. So why not? The bottom of the deck is the Moon Witch. So if you're watching this, you could be a feminine person that has cycles that are in sync with the moon. Or if you're not a feminine person with a feminine body that has cycles, it could just be to, like, this message is about your feminine self, which is interesting because you have the right foot, which is the right side, which is like the more paternal side. Maybe your feminine self needs to be protected. Yeah, I'm feeling like something with bullying. The advice I'm going to tell you, pile right foot, is to be very aware, like I said, of your surroundings. Not only in just like people or like signs and stuff, but what you're watching, what you're consuming. Like right now isn't a good time to be watching any shows or movies with a lot of killing in there, with any bullying or anything deeply traumatizing in there, or even lightly traumatizing. If you're going to be watching or reading something or consuming some sort of media, it needs to be comedy, and it needs to be like lighthearted comedy. It needs to be like a cartoon, you know, something like that. Go really easy right now. I also wouldn't be having too much caffeine or too much spicy foods. You're really being called to be aware and to protect your softness. So we have 2 cards that came out face down, 3 cards that came up face up. So with this being like 2 different things and how they came out, there's something that's very in your face that you know you need to take heed of and watch out for. I'm feeling like this could be a person at someone's workspace, and you've been getting this over and over and over that this person is not safe or trustworthy. Like there's been this nagging feeling or something. You need to report it. If this is something where you have this feeling that someone's parents or like there needs to be CPS called, or somebody needs to be looking into something, and you've been like, nah, like, no, yes, yes. The bells are going off for a reason. You really need to report this or do something to intervene that both respects yourself, respects others, keeps yourself safe, keeps others safe to the best of your ability, because you can't really, control the safety of other people to a certain extent. But you know what I mean? Like there needs to be something done. You're not wrong. I'm hearing like something with stealing. If you've had a feeling that someone's stealing, you are right. You're right. You're right-footed and you're right. So here we have eternal bond. So there definitely could be something with children or just someone who's being made to feel small, like some sort of bullying, and you need to report it. Okay. And then we have owl messenger. Very pretty. And then we have await the night. Yeah, so I feel like this has to do with timing. Like maybe every night you're having trouble sleeping, maybe you're tossing and turning, stressing, sweating, and you don't typically do that. It's because in the night, that's when that intuitive hit is like flaring, like boom, 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 boom. Wake up, wake up, wake up. There's something off. There's something wrong. You need to do something about this. What I was getting from this owl messenger is Harry Potter, and that scene when he kisses, what's her name? Something with an L, Lucy or something. He kisses that girl on that tower high up, and for right then, it's like a good moment, but she's still grieving the death of Cedric Diggory. And so it's like, for her, she knows, she has that feeling of like, this isn't gonna work out, but she doesn't say it. She tries to enjoy that moment. You see what I mean? She has that little, like that feeling. You have that feeling, and it says owl messenger. This has been a message to you to do something about it. And I know I've been like berating you to do something about it, but please, like, don't take this as opportunity to beat yourself up even more. That's not what I'm implying that you should do. Don't beat yourself up. Like, you're a person, okay? And that's enough for you to be a person. And I feel from me giving this message, the fact that this bell is still going off means that it's not too late, okay? And if you still feel like you don't have the strength, I feel like that's what this card is about, eternal bond, to do something about it. Speak to someone about it. Tell someone else, and maybe they'll volunteer to do something about it, or they'll give you some sort of comfort, a bonding experience to help you with this. Or maybe that's all you need to do is tell someone, like, very vaguely, maybe, if you don't feel comfortable, like, there's this situation where I'm feeling like there's something wrong, but I don't know what it is, so I don't feel like I can report it. Like, what can I do? I don't know if you have to even ask with Chat GPT or Google or YouTube it or whatever, TikTok it. Just find some source if you're struggling with that courage within yourself, or you genuinely don't know what to do. Ask outside of yourself for help. Ask your guides for help. Ask your highest self for help and assistance on how to resolve this. So now for the two that were face down. Shoot. Yeah, I'm hearing that song. Lies. Don't wanna know. It's by something Diamonds, Marina and the Diamonds. But there's a song, it's called Lies, like, and I don't want to know, because it could be something that's very, like, harsh to your heart, to, if this were true, this feeling that you're getting. So yes, definitely seek out the support that you require, and it'll be very individual, you know. Blood moon, and then silverback. So there's definitely someone here, because I mentioned it earlier, who gets menstrual cycles, who gets periods. And I feel like the one that you're experiencing when watching this, or the one that you're going to experience after this, that time will be very telling. I don't know what it is about, like, this menstrual cycle that's important, but it is. I would say treat yourself very gently. If you've not heard of yoni pots, if I'm not mistaken, that's what they're called. I would look into those, because that's what I'm seeing, yoni pots, or yoni steamers, steaming pots for a menstrual cycle. And there's also this tea that that I know they use in China to help with menstrual cramps. It's called purr tea. I believe it's spelled P-U-R-R, something like that. But it's pronounced purr tea, to help. With this blood moon and this silverback, I feel that the moment that you start, like, trusting this instinct and this intuition, and decide I'm going to do something about this, even if it's just telling someone else vaguely without any details, it's immediately going to help bring in protection for yourself and for whomever needs it. With this silverback, I'm feeling like a shield coming in with this dragon wing, like a huge silver shield coming in of truth. Okay, so I'm going to see if there's anything else you need to know. Let me get a card from here. This is a bit more sensitive. I swear I saw one flipped over. Sorry about that sound. We have the Strength card. Have strength. You can do this, pal right foot. You can do this. You can find a way. I'm hearing even if you need to go to a spiritual consultant, you know, and talk about this, a spiritual guide, a channeler, a diviner, somebody to help you with this. You can do it. You have what it takes to push through, to speak up. And I send you so much comfort and support because I know how hard this shit can fucking be. I know how hard it can be. So, like I said, this isn't me like berating you at all or fussing or judging you or at all. And your guides, your angels, your family, they're not judging you either on the other side. So have the strength, push through. If you see the number 8 or 44 or any numbers that add up to 8, this is them supporting you. So thank you so much for watching this, pal right foot. Put a right foot and a star in the comments if this resonated with you, and check the description for important links, like if you want to donate or give me a tip of some sort. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Vamos is what I'm hearing. Vamos.